It's the big one. It's the grand finale of the Siddhartha Bank and Nepal Premier League, powered by Ncell. It is West versus East. It is Sudaprashim Royals taking on the Janakpur Bolts. There's a few famous days in the history of cricket in Nepal. March 16th, 2014, that first T20 World Cup match. February 14th, Valentine's Day 2018. March 16th again at this ground as Nepal beat UAE in the fading lights. And then March 1st and 2nd across those 2 days as Nepal qualified for the Asia Cup for the first time. You can add December the 21st, 2024 to that list. All of those dates involve the national team for the first time. This is with domestic cricket. It's been the inaugural Nepal Premier League and it has been quite simply exceptional. It's exceeded every expectation and it's a very good afternoon and a warm welcome from me. It's a real honour to be here, and as always I've got HD Ackerman alongside me. HD, 32 matches, this is the final one. It's been something else.
Oh, Lenny, it's absolutely flown by. I can't believe that we've reached finals day because it has been incredible. Thanks largely to those that have turned up every single day and filled this lovely ground to capacity.
It really has been absolutely extraordinary. You think of a first season of franchise cricket. This is the first league, with the exception of the IPL, that's had a 1-wicket win, a 1-run win and a super over all in it. That shows how good it's been. The cricket, it's been excellent, but it's been the fans that have made it.
Well, absolutely. I said all of them here. I can't believe it. I thought, you know, for some crucial games, the fans might turn up. But from day one, 8 o'clock in the morning when we arrive at the ground, filled to capacity. I can't believe it. Yes, the cricket has been good, which adds to the spice, which adds to the excitement.
Yeah, it really does, and there's no doubt we have the best two teams here in the final. Let's see how they got here through the playoffs. Certainly different ways in which they got here. The Sudaprashim Royals, I thought they were very, very comfortable victors in the reverse of this fixture. It was first v second. It says they only won with 9 balls to spare. HD, they did it easier than that.
They did, and the thing that's been impressive for me about the Royals is that they've got different people winning games for them, which is the reason why they're here. In that match, it was Binod Bandari with his unbeaten 50. He'd got a couple of starts, but in that occasion, he took them over the line. So for me, that's why they've been the pick of the sides, because they've got different players winning games for them at different times. Whereas on the flip side, I'm sure we'll get there, the Bolts maybe are a bit over-reliant on one particular player.
Yeah, certainly, there's no doubt about that. This was the way in which the Bolts squeezed in, barely, to use Ian Smith's words, by the barest of margins. It really doesn't do it justice, a 2-wicket win. They needed 18 runs, I think, when Neesham was denied. In fact, he was 23, wasn't it, when he was dismissed. Without Neesham's innings, they wouldn't be here.
No, they wouldn't. When he walked to the wicket, I thought the game was over and he had to play an innings of real class, which he did. They needed 8, 9 and over. Just before he got out, he had managed to get that net run rate, though that run rate that was required, to under 6. They needed 5 points something to win it from there. Then when he got out, well, what do you call them? The cardiac kids? Panic set in, and it just added to the drama.
Yeah, we're used to seeing the cardiac kids as the Nepal national team are known. That's what they're called. But for Sudaprashim, I think they're favourites coming into today. With them, it's kind of death by 1,000 cuts, isn't it? They're the stronger side, but this is a grand final. Anything could happen.
And not only are their local players brilliantly led by Dipendra Singh Airi, we know Binod Bandari, but for me a critical player here and the latter parts of this has been Harmeet Singh with his left arm spin. Economy rate of under 4, the Bolts are going to have to play him perfectly.
Well, I'll tell you something, with it being a grand final, we have got every single dignitary and celebrity you can imagine, so we've got plenty to get through. Let's get straight out to the pitch report. That's going to be with Manali Patel.
Finals day here at the NPL, and let's talk conditions. Sunny skies as expected, about 17 degrees, expected to get to a high of 18 and stay there for the entire game. Let's talk boundary sizes. East to west we have 62, 63, 64 behind me, and 65 meters to the left of me. When we look at this surface, well, it's dry, it's fairly hard as well. Very little moisture and almost no cracks. So what does this tell us? It's about to be a belter of a pitch. And we're expecting runs about 160, 170 plus. And the conditions aren't going to change much throughout this game. So whether you bat first, you bowl first, it should not make a difference as long as you do it right with the bat. The bowlers, well, they got to try and find some wickets here because it really does look like a proper batting track.
Yeah, it's been very, very even, the balance between sides winning. Batting first or sides chasing? HD, what's your gut in a grand final? Do you bat first and get the runs on the board?
Well, for that reason alone, Lenny, whoever loses the toss, I don't think it's too much of a problem. I'd like to bat first in a final, to be honest, put the runs on the board. This is the best pitch that we've had all competition, pitch number 6. So I am expecting a really good game. And kudos to the curator and his ground staff. I mean, they've done an incredible job considering how much little time they've had between fixtures.
Yeah, they've been nothing short of exceptional. The absolute unsung heroes, without doubt. Okay, let's get out for the all-important toss. It was Mikhail Vaswani out there for that. Let's see what happened.
Namaste Nepal. Final ko josh kasto cha. Tayar hunahuncha. We are all set for the toss for the one final time in the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League powered by Ncell. And I have the Starcast to my left for the ultimate showdown. And standing alongside them is the ultimate silverware as well, that incredible piece of silverware with our lovely 2 mascots as well. To begin with, to my immediate left, the captain of the Sudur Paschim Royals, Dipendra Singh Airi. Captain of the Janakpur Bowls, Asif Sheikh. And to adjudicate the flip of the coin, match referee Mr. Manu Nair. Home side Sudur Paschim Royals, Dipendra for the one last time in NPL Season 1. Give that a flip.
Head.
Heads is the call.
Heads is the call by Bowls. Sudur Paschim Royals, Dipendra Singh Airi, you win the toss. What have you decided and why?
Batting first, र pitch हेर्दाखेरि अलि राम्रो छ, so त्यही भएर batting first लेख्नु.
I didn't hear that because of the loud cheer. You're batting first, I hear.
Yeah.
Right. What do you make of this atmosphere, this occasion? You're one match away from history.
एकदमै राम्रो सपोर्ट छ र अब लास्ट एउटा म्याच अब 100% दिएर आफूले ट्रफी जित्ने छ, त्यही नै हो.
Right, you've been in a very good run of form. You've had 2 outings against them. You won both. Have you all discussed this in the dugout?
त्यस्तो हामीले प्लानिङ चाहिँ गरेको छौँ र त्यही अनुसारले खेलिरहेछौँ. one match by एक म्याचमा खेलिरहेछौँ, सो त्यही भएर त्यही प्लानिङ छ. अब हेरौँ.
Right, now that you're batting first, what's the runs you're looking to score first up?
I think 160 plus.
And what about your playing 11 for this big final?
Same team.
All the very best, Dipender. One match away from history. Give it your best.
Thank you.
Asif, what would you have done had you won the toss?
We were looking to bat first as well, but it's okay. It gets better in the second inning as we have played a lot of matches in the TU. So anything below 170 will be a good score to chase.
Now, what do you make of this atmosphere, this vibe, how big an occasion it is? You're one step away from history.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this crowd, it's always motivate us to play under them. And like we're going to play as best we can.
Right, now that they're batting first, what do you think is a safe score over here to restrict them?
As I said, I mean, anything below 170 would be a good score to chase.
What about your playing 11?
We are unchanged.
All the very best.
Thank you.
There you have it. The news from the center is that in the big final, Sudur Paschim Royals have won the toss and they'll be batting first.
Tends to be the way to go, doesn't it? In a grand final, you win the toss, you want to get those runs on the board. Both sides unchanged. Brandon McMullen has constantly promised that he's going to play that big innings. Is today going to be the day? Dipendra Singh Airi's in the mix for the player of the tournament, and Harmeet Singh has been more economical than any other bowler. That's for the Royals. What about the Bolts, HD?
Yeah, let's not forget that we got Rashbanji sitting on 16 wickets. He's level with Scott Kugelheim. Someone's going to take away the pick of the bowlers of this tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to a spinner.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something more. I have absolutely no doubt that the player of the tournament will be decided today. That's how close the running is. So many good performances by so many good players. There is no doubt about that. I want to thank HD Ackerman, not just for today, but through all this tournament. We've got the national anthem coming up in a few moments. Let's get up to the commentary box.
Thank you very much, Andrew and HD. The moment we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the championship final of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League, powered by Ncell. It's the Sudur Paschim Royals taking on the Janakpur Bolts. And look at that for a turnout today as well. It's a packed house once again. And just as we speak about the fans, it's the grand entry of the teams that will be cheered for. Two teams have risen to the top, each driven by an unrelenting desire to claim the ultimate prize. And we all gather here for the one last time in NPL Season 1 to witness the culmination of months of dedication, perseverance and passion. 17 days of pulsating, exciting and entertaining cricket, which has witnessed 31 matches. And it now boils down to the epic clash, the Judgment Day, and the ultimate showdown, Hamro Jeet, with that incredible piece of silverware as the two teams walk out to line up for the national anthem. The Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium is a cauldron of noise, a kaleidoscope of color, and a sea of frenzied fans. And we are all set for a very, very special moment as well. The air is electric and the excitement is infectious. And I request each one of you all to rise up for the national anthem. The energy is contagious, the enthusiasm is unwavering, and the creativity is off the charts as well. This is cricket fandom at its finest. We are all set for the ultimate showdown, and just the right time to introduce and welcome my co-commentator as well. Sitting alongside me, Monali Patel. A very good afternoon, Monali.
Thank you so much, Mikhail, and a very good afternoon to you as well. It all boils down to this moment right here. The Nepal Premier League season number 1 has been quite a show, and the entire country has come to a standstill. They've come out in hordes, they've come out to support, and for one final time this year, they're going to come out and do it again. It's going to be a contest between these two sides. Both of them have been consistent at times. Sudaposham Royals especially more consistent, but the Bulls, they look to try and upset the Royals today. The history not really on their side, as they've lost 2 games to the Royals in the past, and they want to try and change things around today. It's the Sudaposham Royals who won the toss today, and they chose to have a bat first.
Yes, and you'd want to believe this is a good toss to win. What a player he's been for the side. Kugaline, Janakpur Bulls have not had the greatest of outings in their last couple of games, but they'll want to erase all of that. And that's what they'll be keen to do, is put up a very fine effort. You can still see a lot of people coming in. The stadium is filled to capacity by the fans here. And we're coming to you live for the one last time in season 1 from the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. Look at that. NPL season 1 is more than just a game. It's a celebration of life, of passion, and of Nepal fans. Every boundary, every wicket and every run is met with a deafening roar. These fans are living their best lives at the moment, Monali.
Yeah, most definitely are. And that man on screen, Jimmy Neesham, he has been a star performer, especially with the bat for the Bulls. And he will be required today, you'd assume. And something tells me the fans, we talk about them and we talk about their support, and they're really going to miss the Nepal Premier League after today. They'll have to wait a whole year for it to come back.
I was just speaking to a couple of fans and they did tell me, sir, we don't know what to do after this. But I'll tell you what, this man's been in the thick of things. Started off as a middle order bat. He's got a 50 to his credit. One of the few batters, 4 batters for Sudur Paschim Royals to register the 50 in this tournament. 90 against the Lumbini Lions, but the strike rate very impressive as an opening batter, 130. Very dangerous left-handed batter, and the senior pro, 34-year-old Binod Bhandari, fresh from a 50 in that last game. How well has he got into the groove for the Sudur Paschim Royals? A couple of 30s, a best of 58 against the Janakpur Bowls in qualifier 1. Walked away with the player of the match, and this is a very strong, formidable opening pair for the Royals.
And that's what makes them so lethal, the Royals. The consistency up at the top. For the Bolts, it's going to be Harsh Thakur to start things off. A best of 5 for 23. He's picked up 11 wickets. He's been impressive. The young'un from Canada. I'm sure the nerves are coming into play. It's a big game. The crowd's roaring. Here we go. It's time for the action to start.
Play is the call. And here we are for the ultimate showdown. Yeah, immediate runs here. Full ball. Off the mark is Zeb. And so are the Royals as well. With a single down to long off. Wow. This is really, really incredible atmosphere we're witnessing at the TU Stadium.
Incredible atmosphere. You said it was infectious, and yes, it absolutely is, but it also brings a bit of nerves into the players. A lot of eyes on them. And something tells me the team that holds their nerves the best is going to come out on top of this today.
Indeed, deep square leg and a long gone. 2 fielders in the deep for the off spinner. Yeah, he means business. He goes over the infield, clears it as well. Will get a couple of runs. And look at the chants and cheers in the stadium as well. It's a boisterous crowd, and the boys in yellow have incredible support here.
Well, intentions made very clear. And we talk about intent. There it is, a bit tossed up, and he's throwing his bat at it, Binod Bhandari. He didn't have the most control on it, but he's off the mark. And it's signs of things to come.
No protection in the deep on the offside. This time goes with a big heave, and he'll go the distance as well. In only the 3rd delivery of the innings, the Royals get a maximum. That's the Siddharth Bank 6, and Binod Bhandari is making intentions very clear.
Just a bit too full this time from Harsh Thakur. It allows Binod Bhandari to get down on that one knee. And that's the first Siddhartha Bank maximum. Had Mohsin in the deep, but he picked the gap perfectly.
This one straighter. And protection in the deep there, long gone, has been kept busy for a while. But that's a very good approach and great execution as well of plans over here by the Royals. Winning the toss, batting first, the message is clear, Monali.
Yeah, I like what I just see there. Quick communication between the 2 batters. They want to make sure that they still hold it together. It's 10 runs off the first 4 deliveries.
Quick single towards Miran. Wonderful running, good calling. And I reckon the discussion was about that. We've got the runs on the board, Zeb. I'm going after the off spinner. You just play it around.
And communication key. We've seen so many runouts throughout the NPL. You want to make sure you communicate with your batting partner out in the middle. But it clearly seems that Binod Bhandari is going to be the aggressor here.
This one's right out of the screws and into the side screen as well. What a start by the Royals. And Binod Bhandari is breathing fire with a bat. They accumulate 17 in the first over. What atmosphere, what a start, what a toss to win. Look at that for the Royals, the bat deep. They go to Kugelijn, who can get the big hits as well. Naren Saud has shown promise with the bat, but it's the bowlers in the end that will come in handy when they come out to defend the target. But Macmillan, Dipendra, Ishan, Arif, Harmeet, it's a never-ending batting lineup for a side that has won the toss and decided to bat first in a big final. And what a start they've had. Rollicking, 17 for no loss, 2 sixes in the last over. Harsh Thakur going for runs as Nisham has been drafted. Well, he's been their go-to man for Asif Sheikh, beg your pardon. Driven. He's looking good. And he's happy getting to the other end.
It's a good length to start from Jimmy Nisham, though. Can't really commit on that back foot, not too short. But our on-field umpires, it's Bismillah Jan Shinwari, the man from Afghanistan. Alongside Rashid Riaz, currently going to square leg.
Yeah, he'll have to do a bit of running. And there is Mr. Bodhi Pradhan. Yes, we saw the wave. Very good afternoon to you, Mr. Pradhan. And umpiring has been spot on cue in this tournament. Meanwhile, it's going to be Bhandari facing up to Nisham. He's miscued this one. And it falls safe as well. He's taking his chances here, Binod Bhandari, but he's been sent out with a plan.
When sometimes you have to take those risks. They have a very solid batting lineup, the Royals. They want to maximize these power plays. We did mention it's going to be a high-scoring affair. The track is made for batting today. This one tried to go down the ground, and he absolutely hammered it. It went all the way for the first few runs, as this is going to be more runs. 5 wides. They want to start better than this, the Bolts with the ball.
And the pressure will be felt for the fielding side. Drifting down leg. Not much could Milanta do behind the stumps. 5 wides. And in 8 deliveries, the Royals have already moved, or should I say raced, to 24. The Royals are unbeaten in their last 4 games. Beautifully driven. Work to do for the field and the deep. They're pushing for the second. And Zeb will get back as well. He's playing along the carpet and he's looking very elegant at the moment.
It's a good stroke. Jimmy Nisham bowling a hard length, but he waited on it. And it's a positive start. 26 already in just 1.3 overs. Dipendra Singh Airi, the skipper, he's going to be happy with the start. You could just see those wheels churning away in that brain, constantly analyzing.
Good single, good run, good calling, good response. And this is what you need with the boundaries, turn the strike around. Now they've beaten the Janakpur Bowls, as you mentioned, Monali, twice in their last 4 games.
Josh Tromp, cutie pie, would you like to go on a date with me? Well, I think Josh Tromp might have a date if he wants.
All I can ask him is, how's the Josh? And he'll say, hi, sir. Soft hands, sensible cricket.
The history doesn't favor the Bolts at the moment, but they want to try and change that today. 3rd time lucky is what they're saying. Anil Shah on screen with his broken arm, unfortunately out of the side. Poor timing with that broken arm, especially considering they're in the finals and they could have used that bat of his.
Yeah, you've got to have the method in the madness over here. It's the big final. Here again, 3rd up in the circle this time. They'll not be allowed a single. It's been a very good passage of play so far for the Royals. Batting first, they are 28 after 2 overs.
ओ भाई ओ पूरी दिल्ली कसम खा के कह रहा हूँ ये रुमाल पहले मैंने डाला था।
रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
अरे मैंने डाला था।
अरे मैंने डाला था। अरे यार ये बताओ मैंने
मनपसंद सीट के लिए रेड बस करो, ये टाइम पास स्किप
अरे
करो।
मैंने डाला था।
रुमाल मैंने डाला।
वैसे रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
गई सीट पर रुमाल मैंने डाला।
Milanta's
ओ भैया लखनऊ की बस.
Top Milanta's form will be key. Kansakar has got a promotion. He's looked good in his 20s. Asif needs to strike big. He is a quality batter. Thakur has done the job. It's been a Nisham show more often than not in the latter half of the chase or the innings for the Bolts. What a contest over here. As the go-to man, one of the best bowlers in Nepal, particularly the left-arm spinners that we talk about. The leading wicket taker, 16 wickets for him. Always been bowling in the power plays, and look at that for economy and average as well. A best of 3 for 8. He's been the wicket-taking bowler. He'll be up against Binod Bhandari, who's looking dangerous and destructive as well. Was that an opportunity? I wonder what was the communication this time between the batters, but that was a very good chance. So close.
Have been a bit hesitant between the wickets, these two. Binod Bhandari, yes, no, sent back. I think he's the one who actually turned back. Noticed the fielder was coming in nice and hot.
You don't want to run out at this stage. No way. Yeah, he'll take the pace of the ball. This time, slightly more wider of Jimmy Neesham. And they'll fetch a single.
Lalit Rajavanshi, 2 for 22 in his 4 overs against the Yaks. You mentioned it, he's been very consistent. He's a wicket taker, but he had a tough game the last time he had played the Royals. In fact, most of their bowlers did. Long on. Actually, there's a mid-off and a deep mid-wicket. And a deep square leg.
This is very good running. Oh, this is a direct hit as well. And this will have to be referred upstairs. Has Zeb made it? They were slow to get onto the ball in the outfield, but a direct hit always gets everyone interested. This is going to be a very interesting call.
3 fielders in the deep on the leg side and very slow to get to this one. Should be in by quite a margin. Just needed to attack that ball a bit harder, and you could hear a loud call of throw. Get that ball into the keeper. Not out it is.
Yeah, you can sense a lot of support for the boys in yellow. The Sudur Paschim Royals come with a fair bit of army and entourage over here. The fans are on their feet, waving flags, banners and scarves. And it's a rainbow of loyalty and devotion for both the teams. And that's what NPL Season 1 has been all about. Yeah, with the left-handed batter, the left-arm spinner, there's a deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. You'd sense Zeb will fancy his chances. Nicely bowled.
Exceptionally bowled. Saw Zeb coming down the track, fired it in. Followed him. Such a level of confidence that that man brings to his side. Dipender Singh Airi.
Sweeps. This deep square leg, he'll get a single.
More attacking this time. Shermal in the deep. Picks up and gets the throw in. Nice and quick. You got to remember, the Royals are quick between the wickets. The standards are set by their captain, Dipender Singh Airi. You fumble, they'll take the extra. You're slow on the ball, they'll take the extra.
Yeah, you can sense the energy and the urgency here today for the Royals. Trying to make every ball count. smartly done. You want to give respect to the bowler who's been in sublime form. This is a very fine over and a good start for Rajbanshi. Only 4 coming off it. It's 32 for no loss after 3. Yeah, this is how it is. It's quite a canvas, this stadium, an amphitheatre, and it turns into a bull ring when Sudar Pashchim Royals are playing in the middle. Janakpur bowls, good amount of support for them as well. 2 of the best sides, formidable sides, tabletoppers in the league stage, and quite fittingly in the finals as well.
Slow through the air, Harsh Tucker. Just get a sense that he's holding that ball. This time he gets some good revs on it.
Yeah, using the depth of the crease this time. Too close to cut, needs to be careful. We saw what Tucker did with Shikhar Dhawan a couple of matches ago in the league stages. The one that came in with the arm. That was almost through him. Wonderful bowling here.
It's an excellent start to Harsh Tucker's over. He's gone for 17. That first over, very expensive, but he's bowling to Zaib this time. Good revs.
And it's a change of ends for Tucker, and now he's bowling to the longer side of the boundary as well, to the right-handed batter. Maybe that would have also prompted the captain to bring him from the far end, and that's a good move. And the large part of his second over has been to the left-handed batter, helping him gain confidence as well. This is nicely bowled. Yeah, just a bit of frustration creeping in here for Zeb.
Just outside the line this time. Going at a bit of a slow strike rate, 9 off 14, and you sense that something's got to give this delivery. Surely can't be a maiden.
Brilliant comeback by Tucker. He bowls a maiden and keep things quiet just when things are running away from their grasp. It's 32 for no loss.
वो भाई वो पूरी दिल्ली कसम खा के कह रहा हूँ ये रुमाल पहले मैंने डाला था।
रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
अरे मैंने डाला था।
अरे मैंने डाला था। अरे यार भैया बताओ मैंने।
मनपसंद सीट के लिए रेड बस करो, ये टाइम पास स्किप करो।
अरे मैंने डाला था।
रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
वैसे रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
कई सीट पर रुमाल
मैंने डाला था।
Contest here. That's Mr. Lokesh Sharma, the MD of TCM, and Mr. Rahul Agarwal, the director of Siddhartha Bank. A big shout out to both these gentlemen for bringing about a special outing in NPL Season 1. Mr. Lokesh Sharma there, sipping on some water, MD of TCM. Wonderful to have you as well, sir. A very good afternoon. Wow, heavyweights and great work by TCM. I'll tell you what, they put across a carnival, a festival of the Himalayas, and we've seen some amazing work done by the TCM team all through.
Well, the dots are continuing to pile on here. This is the 7th dot in a row now, and it's been 19 deliveries since the last boundary. The bolts are just starting to pull this back.
Yeah, you don't want to offer too much room. You don't want to bowl too full, because both these batters are already in top gear walking into bat.
And that's exactly what Lalit Rajbanshi is doing, allowing for no room. That one came in sharply to the right-hander.
Yeah, just go in with the arm. Bowl it flatter, bowl it quicker. Now you can see we've seen 9 dot deliveries.
Surely you just sense a release shot coming here, and he'll either find the boundary or he'll find the hands of a fielder.
Yeah, time since the last boundary, 22 deliveries. We've seen 10 dot deliveries in a row between Thakur and Lalit Rajbanshi. What a comeback here by the bowls. This looks an even contest. Wow.
Momentum's a funny thing, isn't it? When it's going your way, you find those runs very easily, and then all of a sudden you have one quiet over and that momentum's lost. The last delivery, we've not seen a run come in all of the last over. And then now 5 deliveries in this one.
Wow, we've seen 2 maidens in a row. It was 28 after 2, it's 32 after 5. This has been a spectacular comeback by the bowls. It's 32 for no loss.
Much more like it. After 12 balls with not a single run, suddenly the Royals get going again. Flying start, 28 off 2. All of a sudden it was 32 off 5 as I welcome HD Ackerman.
Gee, they played those last 2 overs poorly. This is better. Long batting lineup. Got to take some risks inside this power play.
Just enough. Over the offside, Mahatso was right on the edge of the circle, but Zabe hits with the spin this time and makes it back-to-back boundaries.
Lovely shot, wasn't it? Little use of the feet, not quite at the pitch, but doesn't force it, just times it.
This won't be a boundary, but will be at least a single, won't be a couple. Haven't even had time to catch my breath yet. HT, how are you? Very good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Lenny, and afternoon to all those who have tuned into the broadcast. That's been quite amazing. Got off to an absolute flyer and then 2 poor overs with the bat. Granted, well bowled by Harsh Thakur and in particular Rajbanshi, but I thought that the 2 Royals openers, they got caught up looking in one particular area, and when it wasn't there, then they couldn't score.
Yeah, so much of a day like today comes down to who holds their nerve, who plays the rather unbelievable atmosphere better, who handles the pressure. I'll get a couple here. Good running. You know how many times I've been here, HD, but I can't really, well, certainly for any domestic cricket, remember anything like this. The number of requests for passes, for tickets, the appetite for people to try and get here and experience it with their families, with their kids. Quite remarkable. Because that'll be 4 more, the third of the over. Thakur maybe being asked to bowl 1 too many in the power play.
This is clever. This is very clever by Binod Bandari. Understands where the field is. There's a man at square leg, just in front of square. And he knows if he can beat that man at short fine leg, he'll have 4.
And this time goes finer because the man has come square. Doesn't quite get it as to how he would like, so only gets a single. Ends the power play. It belongs to the Royals. The score is 48 for none.
ओ भाई ओ पूरी दिल्ली कसम खा के कह रहा हूँ ये रुमाल पहले मैंने डाला था।
रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
अरे मैंने डाला था।
अरे मैंने डाला था। अरे यार ये बताओ मैंने
मनपसंद सीट के लिए रेड बस करो, ये टाइम पास स्किप करो।
अरे मैंने डाला था।
रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
वैसे रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
नहीं सीट पर रुमाल
मैंने डाला था।
Play graphic because
भैया लखनऊ की बस है क्या?
some diminishing returns, 2 maiden overs, no mistake in our graphics there. Overs 4 and 5, 12 consecutive dots, and then a return to good runs. As umpire Rashid Riaz says, that's the end of the first power play. So into the rest of the innings now, 5 fielders allowed outside the circle, and immediately Asif Sheikh, the standing captain, will take all 5 of them, and he'll turn to Kishore Mahato, who's had a really good start to the tournament, 11 wickets in total. Has just proved a little expensive in the last couple of games. Won't get the second this time. Same score, believe it or not, HD. I know they were chasing in that qualifier 1, but exactly 48 for none in the power play, the Royals.
Maybe that's what they were doing in overs 4 and 5. They decided, well, we want to be in a similar position to what we were in the qualifier because we won. Just talking about those the spectators, the fans. There's some landlords with buildings outside of this ground that could make some serious money in renting out space.
Unbelievable, truly unbelievable. Wouldn't be surprised if a few of those advertising hoardings were kind of brought down. 50's up. It's a trademark of any big occasion. I mentioned March 16th of this year. Mentioned May 1st and May 2nd, not just the first day, but then the reserve day after the rain. They will be anywhere, any vantage point will do. That is outside the ground.
I can't help giggle at that. That's unbelievable.
Good news is they're not up in the trees there. They're on stable ground. It's the way the hills carve into the Tribhuvan University campus. It was really, I can only describe it as ludicrous the last 48 hours, H. Not many people have my number here in Nepal, and I was still getting spammed. Anyone who has a local number, I can only imagine what it was like for Paris Kadka. Requests for tickets, for passes. Gets it a good way in front to square and will get 4. Don't think it's gone all the way. I think it's one bounce. It's a stylish pull stroke from a very stylish cricketer, Saif Zaid.
Just going to have a little look-see here to see if it's gone all the way. Now, I think that Saif Zaid for me has been one of the surprise packages. That's going to be 4, in that he's been really good with him with the ball, played a beautiful innings of 90 earlier on in the competition. Not one of the names that you see around the world in the various franchise leagues, but I think this might put him up in headlights.
It's a good decision for me. He stepped inside the line of the ball. That would have clattered into his shoulder if not. Have to give the bowlers some leeway.
A little bit surprised where Kishore finds himself bowling. Mahato, in that he's been really good with the new ball. Again, let me refer to the early stage of the tournament when the bolts were quite exceptional.
Goes to the block hole. Good diving stop from Mohammad Mohsin. He'll have a big role to play with his 4 overs. Royals 55 for none.
ओ भैया लखनऊ की बस है क्या?
हाँ
लखनऊ है और देहरादून मनाली जयपुर
दिल्ली से हर सफर के लिए रेड बस करो ये टाइम पास स्किप करो
जयपुर
तो लिया कहाँ से आ जाते हैं करेंगे
ओ भाइयों
And quite simply, for a first season of a league, I've never seen the like of it.
Well, a quite staggering statistic is one that didn't it take something like less than a minute for it to sell out?
Managed to claw back about 400 VIP seats that hadn't been sold yet, which were I think the 800 rupee ones rather than the basic 300 rupee tickets, as Sharmal is going to come into the attack. They released them and they sold in under a minute. Unbelievable. And yeah, that was just by freeing up another section that during the double header games they couldn't use because of the PMOA access that was required. No one at short fine leg, so it's a very safe shot for at least one. Bandari thinks of the second, but rightly sends safe save back. You add to that the fact that there's millions, and I mean millions, watching here in Nepal, and then millions down in India too. An extraordinary success. I met a family who've flown from Australia just before the start of play. Dozens, in fact hundreds, who've come from Janakpur and Sudar Pashim, many on overnight buses. It's just so brilliant to see the sport that you and I love thriving like this in a country that I've always loved, and I think you now love too, HD.
I think it's captured everyone's hearts, to be honest, Lenny. I think as many, me included, who arrived here and really had no idea what we were coming to. Smart just clipped him on the helmet, Binod Bandari. Yeah, just on the grill, so they'll have to go through some protocols, some concussion protocols before play can continue. Won't take too long.
Always good to follow protocols. Umpires doing their job. A lot of batting to come here, HD. What's the approach for these two now they've got through the power play?
Well, I think that the discussion would have been between the two of them. Look, we can both look to put the foot down now, because if one gets out, you know, new batter comes in, yes, but because we're both in, we can afford to be more aggressive. With two in batters, the last thing you want is dot balls. Good running again.
Well, I think if Saif Zaib hadn't run through the crease there might have been a third. It was a strange game, wasn't it? The virtual semi-final between the Bolts and the Yaks. I don't think either side played well, and some Bolts fans may be upset with me because they'll say, hold on, we won the game, but there were so many errors, too many errors from both sides. Great innovation. It's the full switch hit, completely changes his stance. Not the power switch hit, but gets enough of it to get four more.
The perfect start here for the Royals. Both batters looking to get on with it. He's an all-round player, isn't he? He scores. We've seen him go down the ground. We've seen him go over mid-on. We've seen him go over extra cover. He's swept well. Now he's got the reverse sweep. He's got the game.
As a consequence, the field's had to change. Brought another man across, so it's now a 5-4 offside field. Two behind square on the offside. Doesn't stop him repeating the shot, but the gap has been plugged. Good captaincy.
Yeah, and that's probably where I question the decision to play that stroke, because now there's two men behind point on that offside. So he could go the other way if he wants to.
Instead he goes down the ground. Long on is out there. Can he get underneath it? Oh no, he can't. He settled himself. It went miles to the heavens. One of the highest Siddhartha Bank sixes that we've seen. It's 68 for none.
ओ भैया लखनऊ की बस है क्या? हाँ लखनऊ है। हाँ और देहरादून मनाली जयपुर
दिल्ली से हर सफर के लिए रेड बस करो, ये टाइम पास स्किप करो।
जयपुर
पूछ तो लिया कहाँ से आ जाते हैं, ये करेंगे बड़ी दूर।
ओ भैया लखनऊ की बस है क्या?
हाँ
लखनऊ है
हाँ
और देहरादून
हाँ
मनाली
हाँ
जयपुर
दिल्ली से हर सफर के लिए रेड बस करो, ये टाइम पास स्किप करो।
जयपुर
पूछ तो लिया कहाँ से आ जाते हैं, ये करेंगे।
As well as the groups. They've only lost one game all tournament and they're looking very good, having won the toss and decided to bat first. Look at how high this goes, HD. Monstrous 6.
Altitude. A much better choice of stroke. I thought he had played the reverse sweep and had got the field change that he wanted, and then to go down the ground. Here's a critical spell. This is a clever bowler, Mohammad Mohsin. Wonderful economy rate.
They are brilliant numbers. If you're offered a bowler in T20 cricketers, they'll run well comfortably for two. The bolts look a little rattled out there. If you're offered a wrist spinner or a finger spinner who will go at less than a run a ball and take a wicket every game, he's one of your first names on the team sheet.
Those numbers barely exist anymore in T20 cricket. I think even if you're under 8s, you're considered exceptional. The man that's wearing yellow today. That was an opportunity.
And again, I have to question, why does Asif Sheikh not have the gloves on? I've said it for the majority of the tournament. I think in 2 of the games he took them. Here we are. Just wonder, was it an edge? I was certain it was at first. It's the googly. It's brilliantly bowled. Maybe not.
No, don't think so. I think Mohammad Mohsin thought it had bowled him, gone over the top of the stumps and hit the fingertips of Malanta.
Was kind of 2 noises though. I think just purely maybe because the bat has come so close to the keeper's gloves. Either way, it was a tardy piece of glove work. It's given as byes, so the umpire didn't think there was an edge either.
Just going back to those numbers, I mentioned another man in yellow, Harmeet Singh, who's going to play a critical part today, particularly you would think against Jimmy Neesham. Left arm spin against the left-hander. Great shot. That is a great shot. I'm really struggling to complete my story here, but he's got an economy rate of under 4. What about this for a stroke?
Yeah, superb. And if you want an exhibition and a demonstration as to A, how to play straight, and B, why it's the best part of the ground to target, that is it. Now he goes over his shoulder. Ah, this is quite brilliant from Saif Zaib. It's not quite going to be back-to-back boundaries, but it will be 3 more to the total. As Malanta could have taken the stumps off. His teammates need to give him a shout. I don't think they can hear each other out there. Such is the cacophony of noise. We will have a check on the boundary, but I think it was clean.
Easy. No problem. Having a look at the boundary, but yep. So not a boundary. Into the 9th. 80 without loss.
ओ भाई ओ, पूरी दिल्ली कसम खा के कह रहा हूँ, ये रुमाल पहले मैंने डाला था।
रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
अरे मैंने डाला था। मैंने डाला था।
अरे यार भैया बताओ मैंने।
मनपसंद सीट के लिए रेड बस करो, ये टाइम पास स्किप करो।
मैंने डाला था।
रुमाल मैंने डाला।
भगवान भला करे। वैसे रुमाल मैंने डाला था।
सही सीट पर रुमाल मैंने
डाला था।
ओ भैया लखनऊ की बस है क्या? लखनऊ है और देहरादून मनाली जयपुर
दिल्ली से हर सफर के लिए रेड।
As Jimmy Neesham returns to the attack, Powdell played the least number of games of everyone there
with him last night. He's going to be here today, the national team captain, and rightly so. He was quite brilliant this tournament, even though the Lions had a campaign to forget. Is there a way back into this game here for the Bolts? Something's got to change.
They need wickets. They need wickets quickly, because you just think of what's to come here. Brandon McMullen, Dipendra Singh Airee. There is plenty. Ishan Pandey, who's had such a good tournament as well. So these two can play with all the freedom in the world.
Oh, this is hammered. And hammered into the grandstand for 6. What a way to bring up your 50. It comes off 33 deliveries. 5 4s, 2 6s. And on the grandest stage that there is, this has been a quite brilliant innings from the Englishman.
Big players score big runs in the biggest of matches. He is an overseas. He's 1 of 4. He's doing the job here today.
Four more. Everything must go already as early as the 10th over. Neesham is not happy out there, roaring directions at where the fielders need to go. The Bolts in danger of losing their minds here.
Well, the problem that the Bolts have, though, is that both players are able to hit the ball to all 4 corners of the ground. They're just struggling to restrict them to a particular area. You drop it short, he pulls you, you pitch it up, he laps you, or he goes down the wicket and hits you down the ground. This is a sensational partnership led by the left-hander.
Look at the platform the Royals have built here. Nobody's crossed 200 in the comp. Don't want to put a hex on it or anything, but the platform they have, they may almost be disappointed if they don't get to the 200 marker.
From here, surely. Yeah, the Kings, who we could argue didn't have the best of tournaments, they have the highest total. It's amazing, isn't it? The highest total going to a side that doesn't make it through, the most amount of runs at one stage when it was with a batter who hadn't gone through. But this has been an exhibition from these two. They are entertaining the masses.
Bandari now, because Zabe seems to have switched gears quite significantly. The last 5 overs have gone for 60. He's happy to nudge it around and say, Zabe, keep doing what you do.
Just bear in mind here that they've actually scored 92 in 7.5 overs. Because there were 2 maidens that just extraordinarily cropped up inside the power play. Lovely bit of bowling by Thacker and Rushbansi, but the rest have gone the distance.
Well, it's the final winner of the Happy Dent Sparkling Smile fan of the match. Well done, madam. Very, very well deserved. Said it a few times throughout this tournament, HD, one of the most transformational aspects of the fans that we've had in. We have seen kids, we've seen women, we've seen families. 6-7 years ago, it was really too dominated by men, and it's lovely to see every single person and part of Nepal enjoying their cricket. Congratulations to you. Hamper on its way. He's changed gears all right. Zabe is flying, and Neesham, the double teapot is out. He doesn't know where to turn. It's the halfway stage. It's time for the players to have a drink, and you could argue the Bolts will need it a lot more than the Royals. It's 97 for none.
Progress ignites with a spark, a fire within, a dream.
HCL Tech stands by you, unleashing your potential.
Find your spark. HCL Tech, supercharging progress.
The Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium is a canvas of creativity. The sheer joy on the faces of the fans is a sight to behold. Well, these fans are living in the moment and loving every second of it. And even as the dance cam switches on, yeah, you can sense the energy as well. Everyone breaks into a step or a move over here. Wow, incredible atmosphere. And this wonderful trophy, gorgeous looking trophy, made its way from the Omora showroom in that lovely car of theirs, the Omora Jayco car, and drove all the way to the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. It's been drive to NPL. Look at that gorgeous looking trophy. In a couple of hours from now, one of the teams will be popping the champagne with the trophy in their hand. A very good afternoon once again, Monali Patel.
Very good afternoon indeed, Mikhail. And that trophy is quite epic. I love that it's got a piece of the Himalayas on it. Very fitting for the Nepal Premier League. And my goodness, have they come out in numbers today. The Royals fans will be happy. 97 for none at the halfway point. And this has been an exceptional half-century from Saif Zaib. Part of 7 fours and 2 sixes. He started a bit slow, but once he got going, there was absolutely no stopping him. Bang, as often as he could. And he has played all around the park, regardless of the bowler that he's faced. Took Jimmy Nisham down the ground a couple of times as well. An incredible half-century, and what a time to get it in the finals.
Oh yes, the boys in yellow have been on a leather hunt. Mawson to continue. No respite if you're a bowler, because that ball is going the distance today, and that one's out of here as well. Binod Bhandari has been quiet for a while, but he started to wield that willow like a magic wand now.
Oh wow, he has absolutely smashed it. Passes the 100 mark, and another Siddhartha Bank maximum, down on one knee. And my God, has he put that a long distance away. Where's the wicket coming from? They've got to try and bring it somewhere here for the Bulls. They're very quickly getting out of this contest.
What a toss to win here for the Royals. 10 wickets in hand. 100 up on the board in the 10th over. And you just feel that the Bulls are a little jaded. They've played a lot of cricket in the last couple of days. Take a look at those 50s as well. The second one coming in 23 deliveries. Remember, they had the 2 maidens as well within the first 5 overs.
When those 2 maidens seem to be the only highlight for the Bolts in this entire 10.2 overs. It's been smashed down the ground, and it's a 1 bounce 4. Jimmy Neesham had no chance on that one. It was traveling. They're making very easy work of this, the Royals.
Well, goes to show how good a surface as well. Backed himself, gave the charge, presented the full face of the bat. A bit of inside-out cricket over here. Wide of the fielder at long off. 1 bounce towards Hamrojeet. Careful, Jeet. It's raining runs. We've seen 9 fours, 5 sixes already within the first 11 overs. And why would you want to do that, Monali?
Well, you're batting so well, and then you try to bring out the switch hit. We see this so often. Batters are going well, they're striking the ball down the ground, and then they pull out that shot, and they're gone. And what a partnership this is turning out to be. 109 now. It's the largest partnership for the Royals. And this is, what a time they've brought this out. In the finals, you couldn't have asked for a better way to start the finals.
You have to save your best for the last, they say. And what an occasion to come good as an opening batting pair. Look at that partnership, 10 wickets in hand. And what I've really liked about Binod Bhandari is today, he's brought in so much of maturity in this innings of his senior pro, playing like one as well. 13 coming off this over. It's 1-1-0 for 11. Well, if you're a Sudur Paschim Royals fan, these numbers will just light up your afternoon as well. A partnership of 110 in 68 deliveries after the Royals won the toss and decided to bat first, and both Zeb and Binod have been on a leather hunt. Yes, it's been a wonderful start, wonderful event, and we're all set to have a listen to a wonderful conversation as well. That's because Andrew Leonard is with the man of the moment, the Secretary of CAN, Paras Khadka.
Certainly am, Mikhail. Thank you so much. The Secretary of the Cricket Association of Nepal, Paras Khadka. Paras, it's probably going to be hard for you to sum up your emotions. You must be incredibly proud.
I mean, it's just been unbelievable. Just look at the crowd today. We've had hundreds of calls since yesterday, from all of the bureaucracy to the owners to, I mean, the ministers to corporate people. The whole country wants to get inside. You can see the crowd inside. I mean, hopefully we'll use this to, you know, get right perspectives in terms of the fact that Nepal now needs a proper cricket stadium. It's so difficult for us to manage everything right now. But having said that, the most important part here is that Nepal cricket's won. I think this tournament has somehow put us on a global scale, where for a franchise cricket with limited resources at our end, we have managed to make a mark.
Yeah, there's no doubt in terms of as a first season, it could not have been more successful. I think if anything, you're under-exaggerating. It was thousands of people making those requests. I've got a stat for you. There's only one other league in the history of franchise cricket that has a one-run win, a one-wicket win, and a super over in its first season. That was the IPL. There are some shades, aren't there, of what went on south of the border in its first year here in Nepal.
Our biggest...
This could be a chance. I'm just going to cut you off, Paras. As long off comes in and drops the catch. Big moment in the match. Safe save put down on 64. Coming back to you, Paras. Go on.
No, I mean, see, it all comes down to the kind of ideas and dreams we put up in place. I think Cricket Association of Nepal, along with the governing council and everybody behind the scene, there's been so much of hard work. Even for me, we're on the final day. I've hardly had time to watch a cricket match because you just have to take care of everybody around it. But everyone's put in a lot of effort. And I mean, comparisons are fine, but we're a young cricketing nation with big dreams. So all of these things will take place as long as the cricket is taken care of.
Ball coming down towards us. Jimmy Neesham does the fielding. You must be so proud of something that we've seen here before, these massive crowds, the fanaticism for cricket, but that's always been for the national team. You think of March 16th, May 1st, May 2nd last year. This is for domestic cricket here in Nepal. Did you truly believe it could be this successful?
It has gone beyond our expectations, honestly, and also the love for the game. I can proudly say that now cricket has reached the grassroots in terms of viewership and ownership. Each region is being represented and everyone's in it for their own team. That's the kind of support that...
Hammered away, fielder out there. Not quite going to get there. There's something happening every ball here, Paras.
See now, I mean, it's 11.4, and with 10 wickets in hand, you expect fireworks every single ball. See, the kind of reception that the people have taken up to this league and to the ownership of the teams has been simply phenomenal. And hopefully, with the kind of expectations that we have been able to generate from year one, in the coming years, with a better infrastructure stadium, maybe cricket under floodlights, I'm speechless.
Can I ask you about the years to come? I know you can't even really probably think about that just yet, but maybe not just here in Kathmandu. Is there a future where the Nepal Premier League expands outside of the valley?
Absolutely. There have been a lot of investments that are coming in various places inside the country. In 3-4 years, we could go do a home and away matches between. We may not have 8 grounds and stadiums straight away, but even if it comes down to 3 or 4 stadiums come 3rd, 4th year, it'll set a benchmark for what cricket is and what sport can do to a country. And we can see for a fact that the country is united by one sport, everybody under an umbrella. And Cricket Association Nepal is trying its best to, you know, decentralize this sport. So I hope in the coming years we can go all over the country.
Hammered down to long on, taken. The first wicket finally falls. Safe save's gone for 69. Up to the commentary box.
Here finally a break here for the Janakpur bowls, and Zeb after a very fine innings departs as Kishore Mahato strikes. Much needed wicket here for the bowls. They've been playing catch up, they've been on the back foot, they've been quiet.
Much needed is an understatement here. Finally a catch is held on. He was trying to go down the ground, didn't have the distance this time, and this is a well judged catch, well taken by Lalit Rajabanshi. The first one finally falls. It's Saif Ali Zaid gone for 69 off 43. And the Royals are 117 for 1. We're going to go right back down to Andrew Leonard.
Yeah, thank you, Manali. There's something happening every single ball. Paris, there must be a huge number of people to thank, the franchise owners, the sponsors, your own staff at the Cricket Association of Nepal, volunteers, those ground staff here to you as well. I mean, it might take...
Some are chasing glory once again. Some are here to prove a point. Some are here to defend their title. And some just want to keep their momentum alive. England's top teams, each with a different agenda, but one goal. The Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Only on Fanco.
Every corporate, every brand, every person who knows cricket now wants to become part of the Nepal Premier League, which is I would say the biggest win that we have come out of this tournament. Moving forward, like I said, sports is entertainment. Nepal cricket over the last 25 years that I have been involved with as a cricketer and now as an administrator, there's so much that we need to give back to our fans. The fans have been our biggest stakeholders with infrastructure being built, with better investments coming in. I feel this sport could ignite a very big economic industry, which is going to help a young Nepali dream of achieving the impossible. And also, most importantly, the most important factor is that cricket and sports can now become a viable industry where the youths can get into it and earn a livelihood for themselves. And it's not just the cricketers, it's the whole ecosystem of caterers to advertisement businesses to volunteers to social media to everybody involved in this ecosystem.
Lalit Rajbanshi back into the attack here. There's no doubt to really realise its potential, and this Nepal Premier League and the exploits of the national teams, the cricketers are really doing that. We haven't spoken much about the cricket because there's so much to making a league happen. What about the cricket on the field, particularly the Nepal players? There's been some real standouts, the likes of Rohit Paudel, Rijan Dakal. We see Lalit Rajbanshi, the joint leading wicket taker. You must be really proud, haven't even mentioned Dipender Singh Airi yet, as to how the local players are performing against some of the best in the world.
See, this is the platform that a cricketer yearns for. Some of our cricketers have really set a benchmark, like Captain Rohit Paudel, Dipender Singh Airi, even youngsters like Bipin Sharma, who's come through the ranks. And now you can see that with a platform like this, the talent will then get the potential platform to express themselves. I have always believed the fact that there are more talented cricketers in this country. But a tournament like this, we're around 85, 90 cricketers from Nepal. So the best cricketers have been big. Some of them have come through the talent hunt. And the most important thing is cricket has become a household name. Cricket is a winner. And for all of our cricketers who played this tournament, the ultimate dream is to go on to represent Nepal and make sure Nepal wins every tournament we play. The benchmark's been set. Hopefully we can keep up the momentum and keep building up from here.
Just a quick final question. You talk about those halcyon days, March 16th last year, a day that anyone who is here will never forget. No one's going to forget today, are they? But what are you proudest of across the whole event?
I think it's just been tremendous work from everybody involved, the whole cricketing fraternity who's part of Nepal.
Bowled him, we have a second wicket, and Paris, we're going to thank you, wish you well, and go back upstairs to the commentary box.
Yeah, good passage of play here for the bowls. They've just found an opening, and it's also the ultraviolet ballistic moment of the day. Rajbanshi, as always, amongst wickets.
This is a big moment. It's a big wicket. It's that of Binod Bhandari. Into the stumps, and now both openers are back in the pavilion. This momentum could be just what the Bolts needed at this time. Going deep in his crease, nowhere close to the ball. And Lalit Rajbanshi finds the gap. He's batted well, Binod Bhandari, but he goes for 41 off 31. The Royals are 117 for 2.
After some grueling action in the league stage, it's now time for the playoffs, where the battle is expected to intensify. The maiden season of the Nepal Premier League reaches its business end. Chitwan Rhinos versus Karnali Yaks in the eliminator. Sudar Pashchim Royals versus Janakpur Bolts in Qualifier 1. Nepal Premier League playoffs, streaming live only on Fanco.
Bit of a mini comeback. Certainly you can sense that they're feeling the energy now. They looked a little jaded in the field, Harmeet Singh walks out. He's always got a promotion with the bat. He's been a superstar with the ball, but he's not had a great outing. Just 14 runs and a best of 13. Now he can certainly bring out a wide range of shots. Will it be today? He's up against Rajbanshi. Gets off the mark as well. And what a lovely chat with the Secretary of the Cricket Association of Nepal, Paras Khatka. He should pride over this moment, Monali. He can savor it. It's been a very, very successful and a runaway hit across the global cricketing globe.
It's been quite a standout here in Nepal Premier League, and he really is an anchor to all of that. Got Brandon McMullen out in the middle, a best of 53. He's got 187 runs so far, not a bad strike rate, but these two batters are now practically starting from zero. And Lalit Rajabanshi, who's been so consistent so far for the Bolts, gets a breakthrough. 1 for 5 in his 2.4 overs. He has bowled well today, Rajabanshi.
All through the tournament, should I say. Nicely using the pace. Good fielding as well. Both the batters are off the mark.
Saif Ali Zaid, a little bit earlier, tried to go down the ground, didn't get the distance, and a very well judged catch. And look who it is taking the catch. Lalit Rajabanshi. He's played a good hand so far in this game. 1 wicket, 1 catch, and he's held down that one end. Just the 6 runs coming off of his spell so far.
Yeah, looking to go big over here. Harmeet Singh, he's been sent out with a message. Now he'll push for the second. They'll get a couple of runs here. Another very good over by Rajbanshi. Yeah, he's conceded only 8 runs in his 3 overs so far. 4 runs coming off this, 121 for 2. What happened the last time these two sides met? In the very first encounter, that was match number 18, and the Janakpur Bolts will want to forget and erase that memory, because chasing a mere 123, they were bowled out for 51. The Royals won that by a huge margin of 72 runs, thereby also boosting their net run rate. Binod has enjoyed playing against the Janakpur Bolts, and today as well he got 41 with the bat. That partnership of 117 with Zeb. Yeah, a bit of mystery here now with Malla in the middle.
That's sort of been the story for the Bolts, hasn't it? The batting just hasn't clicked for them. And when your batting combinations don't click, when you don't get your batters to transition from those starts to get the bigger scores, it's hard. It's really hard for your bowlers. This, the second wicket of Binod Bhandari. Lalit Rajabanshi bowls a gem. Binod Bhandari tries to go deep in his crease. It's right through the gap.
Yeah, he kept it slower through the air this time, just closing the face of the bat. Binod Bhandari playing all over it. Yeah, but he's done his job. What a partnership, 117. Yeah, just picks it between mid-wicket and long on. Get a couple of runs. Now, the Janakpur Bolts have lost 3 games this season and have lost 2 games versus the Royals and 1 versus the Chitwan Rhinos as well. And there he is, Binod Bhandari. What an innings he played. 41 and 31. 58 in the last game, unbeaten against the same team.
Kind of plays on your mind, doesn't it? You know you've lost to this side twice before. One of them was a big loss, 51 all out with the bat. And surely they're thinking, we have to back ourselves today. But it's not been a start that you can back yourself with. The bowling's gone all over the park. They're still going at 9 runs and over. And you feel maybe this is the point in time when they can just pull it back. As this one slapped through the offside. That momentum, they just now need to start to switch to the bold side. But that's if they do the right things and put the pressure on these two batters.
And just looking at the cricket they've played in the last couple of days as well, Monali. They played their last league game. We'll take a look at this. Sliced. It was in the air, but wide of the fielder at backward point. Back live. Over the bowler's head. Into the side screen as well. McMullen with long levers. Frees his arms and gets plenty of bat on it. What a way to end over number 14. 12 runs coming off it. 133 for 2.
Some are chasing glory once again. Some are here to prove a point. Some are here to defend their title. And some just want to keep their momentum alive. England's top teams, each with a different agenda.
Are we looking at the first 200 plus score in NPL Season 1, and will it be the final that we will see the 200 run mark being breached as well? Possibilities. That's because the manner in which they are going, they can well and truly go past. Look at those projected scores.
Those are some scary projected scores from a bowl's perspective. Especially when the batting's not clicked.
Yeah, from the bowl's perspective, you said scary. What about the Royals' perspective, Monali?
See, the Royals have come in with so much confidence here, and why not? They've picked up win after win. They've come in so consistently with bat and ball in every single game, and they've dominated. So you would feel that they're coming in with a sense of confidence. They're playing with that sense of confidence. I mean, you don't have a start the way they have here if you're not confident of the way you are playing.
Absolutely. What a view. Wow. Sight to behold. All this breathtaking as well. Our drone has worked overtime and given us some of the most sensational views. Yeah, he's got a lot of bat on this one. It's more like a no-look shot from Harmeet Singh, and that's out of here as well. That's the Siddharth Bank maximum. He gets the promotion once again, and he repays the fate with a wonderful strike.
Oh, Mohsen, a little too leg side. That's a free hit, asking to be hit away. And Harmeet Singh's not going to miss many of those. Swinging into the leg side. The fielder might have thought he's in contention for a very short time. And then he watches it sail over his head for a 6.
And out of nowhere, in no time, this partnership is worth 24 and 13 for the 3rd wicket. And they've been on a leather hunt. Yeah, we talk about that breathtaking view once again.
Talk about the breathtaking view. Have you been out at all? Every time I've asked you to go and explore, you've said, no, I'm too tired.
I'm just too immersed in the cricket, Monali.
When you're not on the field?
Yeah, I'm just too immersed in the way the game has been played. And yeah, I have gone a couple of places. In fact, I've had the good fortune of seeing some very, very beautiful scenic views as well. There it is. Talk about it. You don't need to go anywhere when a drone is getting you such lovely visuals. That's the beauty of Nepal.
Oh, this is another one. It's another one. Tried to slap it through the offside. And straight into the hands. It's Harmeet Singh again. Cannot go on to get a big score. And Mohsen picks up a wicket to his name.
That a short and wide. He sliced this one. Had 4 written all over, but a very good catch. Not easy. Sher Malla there. He had to time the jump to perfection. And he had to catch it ahead of him. Harmeet departs for 14. And this partnership of 26 has been broken. It's 143 for 3 after 15.
Well, just wait till you hear this noise here. The Tiger to the crease and greeted with the customary roar. He's had a wonderful tournament, hasn't he? He's a cricketer that continues to grow in stature and in quality. And he's very much in the mix for the player of the tournament, but to get that result and to get his hands on the trophy, he's got a big innings to play here and work to do with the ball. And when he captains and fields in the second innings, he joins Brandon McMullen. The risk to throw Harmeet up to number 4, they might think as though it's worked. 14 off 8. As Neesham will return for his 3rd. Beautifully played, but very well fielded as well. And look at Dipendra Singh Ari. He jogs too. That's how quick he is. As I welcome HD Ackerman.
It's been the perfect 15 overs, you would think, for the Royals. The wonderful opening stand. And yet the risk which some may frown at, me being one of them, when Harmeet Singh walked to the wicket, but he did his job. He came in and had to get on with things or get out. He did. Now the 2 big men are at the crease.
I suspect there'll be a roar of anticipation as the Tiger will come on to strike for the first time. This is the wicket. Well bowled, Mohammed Mohsin, hidden away a long way outside the off stump, outside the hitting arc, and an excellent catch from a young man who has a big future. I promise you that, Hilton. Hemant Dami, we barely got to see him this tournament, but he's a fine fast bowler. He comes on as a sub and he has his moment.
Not an easy catch. Now, clever from Mohsin. The old googly away from the left-hander.
Fast hands will allow Irie to get off the mark with a couple. He just forces the fumble, forces the error. He wants a 3rd, but McMullen has ended up on his backside. You cannot take your eyes off the entire playing oval when he's out there.
Well, from a fielding perspective, the first job is to get to the ball as quickly as possible. The next job is to get it clean in the hands. But while he's running between the wickets, the outfielder often just looks up a little bit and then up, and the fumble is more than enough for him to get through for 2.
Irie wants 2 again here, but McMullen says no. There's a bit of niggle, not just between these 2 sides. It's going around social media as El Clasico, but between these 2 men, Irie and Neesham. Remember, when Irie dismissed him in the group stages, out came the somersault. And I can promise you, I'm not going to call Jimmy Neesham an elephant, but he's not forgotten that. Well, as we heard from Paris Kadkar, thanks to all our sponsors, including Ultraviolet, that's the F77. Imagined at the intersection of design and technology. Really beautiful bike. I was on the back of one of those this morning. Only way to get here when the traffic's as heavy as it is. Just wonder what might happen if Neesham somehow got Dipendra out here. Bowled him. It's just clipped the bail. It's not Irie, it's not the one he wanted, but it's another big one as Brandon McMullen gets to double figures for the umpteenth time in this tournament and gets out.
Just a length with a little bit of zip. Maybe a touch movement back into the right-hander. McMullen's looking to go downtown. And Neesham has one. That's a very big wicket at a critical stage in the match. Because if this man had batted through, well, 200 is definitely on the cards. He goes for 14. Maybe, just maybe, the Bolts are scrapping back. 149 for 4.
After some grueling action in the league stage, it's now time for the playoffs, where the battle is expected to intensify. The maiden season of the Nepal Premier League reaches its business end. Chitwan Rhinos versus Karnali Yaks in the eliminator.
What glorious the scenes here.
Super Russian Royals versus Janakpur Bulls in Qualifier 1. Nepal Premier League playoffs, streaming live only on Fanco.
Arjun Crude eye, they'll know that that's not Arjun Gartry. I think Scotty Kugelheim might have had a laundry error. He's ended up with the wrong shirt in his back. In he comes, promoted.
About Ishpande not coming in here. Forget the left hand, well, not forget the left hand, right hand combination. It's a very good point. But the fact that Dipendra Singh Ari at the beginning of his innings relies heavily on between the wickets running, quick stuff, quick signals. I'm not sure he's going to get the same response from Kugelheim as he would from Pandey. But Kugelheim is sent in all out attack.
He gets off the mark immediately. This was a good piece of bowling, wasn't it, from Jimmy Nish in the final ball of the previous over. Just the one bail it kissed.
Yeah, hard length. Hard length. Sometimes the old test length is still the best. Not all the time, though, because you can disappear over mid-wicket. But on that occasion, perfect.
Shot you don't see too often from Dipendra Singh Iree, purely because of where the fielders are. I've no doubt that Iree wants three. He's almost willing Kugelheim to come with him, and he does just about get there. As Sharmala holds his arm after the throw.
It's a shot that can be utilised just to manipulate the field to the way you want it to be set as a batter. So you play the little lap. Now what inevitably happens is they can bring the deep square leg finer, or they move someone across from the offside into that position at short 45, and it just opens up another scoring area for you.
Good check of the stroke from Kugelheim because he didn't get there. Yeah, I spoke to Scott Kugelheim about one of the more controversial aspects or incidents that we've seen in the tournament when Ishan Pandey was retired, and he actually said he felt really bad about it. And then he watched back the coverage and he said, I know you and HD were spraying me to the heavens and I deserved it because I don't know whether it was the right thing to do. They asked me to go in and have a wind, and then I just couldn't get a hold of one. Ended up, I think, with 3 or 4 or something like that. That was Ishan Pandey being retired out.
Well, it certainly never blames Scott Kugelheim for going in. He didn't grab the coach by the scruff of the neck and say, send me in. Right. When he came down the wicket the last time to Rajbansi, I actually think he just cramped himself a little bit for room. He wants a little bit of freedom to be able to swing those arms through the ball. This is a big delivery here.
Oh, quite beautifully bowled. The tournament's leading wicket taker for a reason has finished maybe his best 4-over set of the tournament. 1 for 15 for him. It's 156 for 4.
Progress ignites with a spark, a fire within, a dream.
HCL Tech stands by you, unleashing your potential.
Find your spark. HCL Tech, supercharging progress.
Arif Sheikh to the crease. Big LBW shout. Brave bowling your wrist spinner in the 19th, but how well has Mohamed Mohsin responded? Marvellous catch held by the subfielder Hemant Dami, who's on for Shub Kansakar. Let's hope he's okay to bat. They'll need him with the bat, the bolts. Is the googly not picked again? And once more it's Dami in action.
It's such a good tournament, Mohamed Mohsin. He's difficult to pick when he bowls that wrong, and that was the leg spin, and it was just the bounce because of how tall he is that led to the thick outside edge going all the way to square leg.
Well, somewhere right now in Birgunj, in the Sheikh household, Mr. Sheikh and Mrs. Sheikh are having a very difficult time as to know who to cheer on. Arif posted last night, house divided, heart united. As Arif goes into the sky, deep mid-wicket out there. It's another one. It's Mohsin again. Rajbanshi takes the catch. The bolts bouncing back into this contest.
Innings just starting to falter. Just starting to falter. Not easy to walk in and be expected to hit the ball out the ground from the word go. But Arif perishes in the cause, looking for quick runs. 169 for 6.
Naresh Budiyar to the crease. Pumps it down to long on. Pandey's quick between the wickets. That's great running for a couple. HD. After 15 overs, it was 143 for 2 with a ball to go. Since then, the Royals have collapsed in a heap.
Yeah, it would be easy to say that they'll be disappointed with the last 5 or so overs of this innings, but they've still got an immensely difficult score to chase for the Bolts.
Straight down the ground, 2 fielders there. Oh dear! A collision, the last thing we want to see. Akash Tripathi, I think, is one of them. They probably couldn't hear each other. The end result will be 6, but much more importantly, let's hope the 2 fielders are all right.
So difficult to communicate in this cauldron of noise. Straight down the ground. Yours, mine, who's taking it? In the end, no one. It looks as though they're both going to be okay as I glance out the window here. Rajbanji and Tripathi, they're both on their feet, so I think they're going to be okay.
And thank God for that, particularly with Lalit Rajbanshi, because he has had 2 shocking injuries that he's come back from. A knee injury that was potentially career-ending. It was MCL, it was ACL and meniscus all at the same time. And then the broken collarbone less than 12 months ago too. His fielding has improved so much. He always gives 100%, and I'm just so glad that both he and Tripathi are okay. Big Maximum, though, gets the Royals up above 180. Everything must go. 3 deliveries left. Full toss, helped into the leg side. Fielder out there, Shermala holds on to a good catch. Now both batters stare at the umpire. They want to have a look at this. It was a full toss. Was it too full? The umpires might be tempted to go upstairs and have a look.
He's missed out here. He's missed out. That you want to hit out the ground. The old full toss, middle and leg. That's a fine catch from Shermala running in. He did everything correct. Once he's taken the catch, he slid in, made sure that his elbows don't smash into the ground and the ball doesn't pop out. So Naresh goes for 8, 181 for 8.
Progress ignites with a spark, a fire within, a dream.
HCL Tech stands by you, unleashing your potential.
Find your spark. HCL Tech, supercharging progress.
Well, chaos. Cauldron, things happen. Naren Sow, the new man to the crease. They want the second, they're not going to take it. The last 30 deliveries alone, HD. 39 runs and 6 wickets.
You can understand the manner in which they've gone about trying to post this total, because when you have such a good platform to work with, you're going to come in all guns blazing, and that's what virtually every batter has done. And in the process, they've lost an enormous amount of wickets, but they are posting something very significant in a final here. This fella has 4 off just 1 ball. Underused, maybe.
They'll probably try to run the second. They've got nothing to lose in doing so. Oh, he's dropped it. They might run a third here because the bails are up. Chaos again. 2 runs to the total and the wicket, the run out at the non-striker's end. That's Hisham Pandey, who's gone. Oh, cricket in Nepal. You can never take your eyes off it. You can never predict it. You just never know what will happen next. One thing's for certain, though. The Sudar Prashim Royals, they've posted 184 for 9 in the grand final.
This had to be one. I mean, they hadn't even turned when he started to throw the ball. Oh, the keeper has made such a hash of that. Milanta. It should have been one. They get two. The Bolts, they've got some batting to do.
Well, it's a completely different game from the qualifier too, but there's shades of it, isn't there? That was a low-scoring classic. Are we now in for a high-scoring